Hey there, horror movie tea sippers.
The following podcast episode will contain spoilers for the movie we are about to review. If you have not seen the movie and do not wish to have anything ruined prematurely, please do not continue to watch or listen until you have seen the movie.
And welcome to the Horror Movie Tea Podcast. Today, we are covering Send Help, which came out this year, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
But before we go into the review, let's grab our cups and talk about tea. So, if I'm talking a little weird, it's because I have a canker sore on the side of my tongue, and it's like getting to that point where it feels like, feels like something's wrong with my mouth. So apologies in advance, but I am drinking the traditional medicinal turmeric tea, and it's got ginger in it.
I'm drinking Twinings Pure Peppermint again. It's got peppermint.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's got.
Yep. And just to clarify, mine has turmeric in it, just to like... Yep. All right.
So for our tea sippers out there.
Yeah. For yourself a cup of tea, sit back, relax, and we hope you enjoy the review. It's my Poe mug. Anyways, so for the summary, a very underappreciated employee goes on a business trip with her manager and executives, and there is a plane crash, and it's just her and the executive trapped on an island. Yes, the CEO, so a big executive. And yeah. Yep. Let's just say that it goes very well for her. Well, I mean, but yeah. Anyways, so
we'll get there.
So for entertainment, this movie is a vibe. So, I mean, I didn't pay attention to. It's like all I had read was the synopsis. I hadn't read any or watched any trailers. I didn't know diddly squat about the movie, and I really liked the tone. It's like the dark humor tone, but it fit the movie really well because they set it up to where, you really don't. It's like you like her, but you really don't like her manager or any of the other people. So I liked how they set it up. And also I feel like we've all had a bad manager at some point in our lives. And so it's very easy to identify with her and be on her side.
At least up to a point.
Yes. And I also, the whole like cultural setup of the office too, I like, because I mean, I don't want to go into the realism, but it was like very true, very office politics. But the way that they just set it up, just like, I don't know, made the whole island thing so much better. Also, the one thing that, wait, I have not actually said my rating. I am so sorry. So while I really like this movie, it gave me a lot of laughs and a lot of like sick pleasure in seeing the things that she did to him. Some of the things she did were like, especially towards the end when it starts revealing, like, it's a fun twist, but at the same time, it took away her endearment. So I give it a 7.5. Like for me, it's mostly a solid movie, but there are, and I will definitely be watching it again, but there are choices that they made that I'm like, okay, we were supposed to be rooting for her. We've been rooting for her like 80% of the movie, and then now you're making her not so great of a person. So, yeah. So, yeah, okay. So I will say, like, whenever they get on, well, okay. So sorry. So first, the plane crash. I do like that they showed the reaction of the manager and what he did in that moment of his life being on the line, and it really does like reiterate like how terrible of a person he was. So and then for them to then move and have her on the island and be extremely capable, like extremely capable. It was just so funny that it turned into her almost not mothering, but like as a caregiver to the CEO, even to the point where he's like, I don't want to eat it, and she's like, you need your strength. And he's just being a complete baby about it. And it's like I can see how his attitude would get on some people's nerves, but and it's like, you know, just thinking of him as a character and a person, it's like he did get on my nerves, but it's like
He would have been dead.
I like the interaction.
If it were me and him on the island, he would be dead.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I also I do also like the fact that the movie kind of changes your expectations. Because, well, first of all, I was not, it's like I was expecting her to be smart, but I mean, some of the things that she said, like the plant on the arm, I mean, well, some of that I feel like creeps into realism, but it's like
it is, and that is actually true.
Oh, interesting. But it's like the fact that she has all of this knowledge is like, why? Like, how?
So you're supposed to test it further also, but we'll get to that in the realism.
But the fact that it's like they're feeding you this information and then he utilizes it to go against her, and then it then turns into almost like a cat and mouse game of them going back and forth with each other. And then the big reveal at the end of there being like a house and she knew about it, and like all the but anyway, so bottom line is I was extremely entertained. I will say there are some well, I mean, there's not a whole lot of gross parts, but there are a few like oogie parts. Like I do not know why they had her eat so disgustingly every single time. It's like, okay, there is, you know, nerdy woman stereotype or whatever, but it's like you can still be like polite. It's like, oh, it was just where she's like just anyways, so that got grated on my nerves because I'm like, that's really unnecessary. But anyways, I was entertained. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, towards the end it did start to lose me a little bit, but I enjoyed their attempt to like have some twists and turns there, and they definitely were twists and turns. And yeah, it was very therapeutic for someone who has had a bad boss and just, you know, wouldn't go to her extreme, but yeah. Jess!
In a different way. In a different way.
Okay.
She took it a bit too far.
She committed
couple of
murder! I mean, I think the line is crossed well before murder.
Yeah. But honestly, like, if he had been speaking to me the way he was speaking to her, like I said, he would be dead.
Yeah.
Oh, so sorry. I don't know what happened to the guy. Was he on the island? Oh my gosh. I had no idea. Well, I guess exposure and infection got to him. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a mystery. This movie had promise, but in all, it is a rather unbelievable plot with ridiculous effects and really frustrating and or annoying characters. I was with her up to a point, and if this were to be described as like a Reddit post, it started out as he is definitely the a-hole and turned into an everyone sucks here. Like, you had me in the first half. And then and they get so many things wrong, and they don't actually show other things that they should, and they exaggerate other things, and I can't. They lost me at a certain point. They lost me, and I'm like, okay.
But I mean, to be fair, that was kind of the point of the movie. So,
I'm saying entertainment wise, they had me up to a point, and then they just lost me. And I was laughing at some of the ridiculous things, but it's a very mixed bag. Like, they do some things pretty well and correctly, and then other things they just no. They just didn't do right. They give wrong information or portray something completely no. Completely incorrect. So it's just it was very frustrating, especially towards the end for me. So I give this one a 6. I may or may not watch this one again.
wow.
I had higher expectations for it, honestly. And then certain things would be shown, and I'm like, I'm just going to adjust that bar down here. And we're going to adjust it again down here. Let's keep going, shall we? So it did not achieve what it should have or could have. There, again, was a lot of potential in this movie. And there's so many holes in it that I can't with this movie.
Well, I do wish that, like, where I was hoping that they would take it is, since they were starting to be a little bit more amicable towards each other, that at the end they both would come out of it and he would do the right thing and make her the vice president. Like, that was what I was hoping.
I mean,
for.
that would have been the hope, but that probably would have been the best case scenario if she had flagged down the boat when she had first seen it. Because at that point, she had saved his life a couple of times. He's only alive because of her. She's also the only one left, and that company would honestly, like, not really function very well without her. So, like, that would have been best case scenario at that point. Because she delayed in it, then that's one of the holes in the story that just don't make a whole lot of sense. Because she's in the planning and strategy and planning department. That's her whole thing. And I don't understand how she thought that this was going to go better for her if they stayed longer.
Well, the way that I interpreted it is at the time she saw the boat, he was kind of mad at her, or he was pouting or whatever. And I think she wanted more time
He was
to
a
turn
big
it.
baby.
Yes, he was. But I think she wanted more time to turn it around. That's what I took it as.
And I would kind of accept that if, one, she still like put stuff out after it left to flag down like the next one. And two, if they didn't go the route of her sort of kind of trying to seem to want to get with him, like, why is that necessary?
Yeah, that was and it didn't go anywhere either.
It didn't make sense for those two characters at all with their personality types or values. And it wouldn't have gone, you could see there was no way it was going to go that way.
Right.
So it was a waste of time. And for someone supposedly really smart and really good with planning and strategy, that seemed like a horrible idea and very out of character for her. So it just kind of and it did kind of creep into the realism clearly with this, but it just didn't make sense, and it really affected the entertainment for me, because I'm sitting here like, how did you think it was going to go your way? So
yeah.
The office culture, well, we'll get into the realism. Let's just go ahead and get into the realism, shall we?
Okay. Well, realism is just okay, so I'm hoping I'll talk myself into a rating, because this one was really weird to do. Okay, so I will say the realistic stuff is having a bad manager. Also, the hardcore nepotism.
Yes.
Yeah, so absolutely. Whenever they say it's who you know, it's like
oftentimes it is.
Yeah. Also, okay, I agree that the way that he addressed her in the office on why he didn't pick her, even though what he said was bullshit, is just nepotism. But anyways, but it's like him saying, oh, like you don't seem very hygienic or whatever. Like, he could have worded it in a much more polite way, but I will say, for office politeness, it is kind of a overall rule: don't eat something super smelly like tuna at your desk.
It's a courtesy thing.
Yeah, because it stinks
really
at the office.
Thing.
Yeah, so like she
don't heat fish in the microwave.
Yeah, so it's like she was being a little gross, but of course what he said to her was way out of line and not like called for whatsoever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did kind of, sympathize with what his points were there. Also, okay, I don't know if this drove you nuts, but okay, well, first of all, the way that the plane crashed.
Oh yeah, I called BS on the entire thing.
Like, I really wanted to know, like, what the heck happened? The engines were like exploding. Like, it's like, what was happening? first of
It
all,
was a movie's got a movie moment.
it's like, first of all, even a smaller plane like that one, I'm pretty sure I saw 2 engines on that plane. And the reason, you want to know why there's 2 engines? Because the plane is supposed to be able to have.
They still able to fly.
Yeah, it's like as long as you have 1 engine, you can fly. And it's like, what would
It's
go
not
so
ideal, but it'll work.
Yes. But it's like,
Yeah, literally
like,
in
what
my
could
notes, I'm
go-
calling BS on the whole airplane scene.
it's like, what went so catastrophically wrong?
Yeah.
Where like both engines were, and because it's almost like the way that they're exploding is almost like it was intaking something that was causing it to explode. But anyways, so BS on the plane crashing. Also, BS on, well, I don't even know if, I would hope the seats are strong enough to hold 3 people like it did, but I don't know. I don't know for sure. But the thing that really drove me nuts is after they actually, like, she knew that they were going to crash, and she knew they were over the ocean. She did not grab a life preserver.
Yep.
And I don't know how she made it to the island without one, because it was
She grabbed onto something that was floating. I think it was like a seat cushion or something.
yeah, but still, it's just really risky.
Yes, it is.
Extremely risky.
Yes, it is. You're right. It is.
Yeah. Also, can we just say how freaking ironic it was that they had like an AI morph video of her being like a survivor, and then that's literally what she is. Like, I was not expecting her to actually live that moment out. Like, the fact that she knew so much stuff, I'm like, how?
Well, they showed all the books and everything that she had in her apartment too. All the
yeah,
survival books.
yeah.
and
So she
guides.
does, like, yeah, but I don't know. It's
And
just,
she watched Survivor constantly, like she was an avid fan.
so, but it's crazy. But
Keep going.
but the murder, like,
Oh, you skipped ahead. Okay.
well, at this point we're going off of what's inside my head, which is never a
Okay.
good idea.
No, it's not.
Well, I don't know. There's just like so many things that, like, okay, like him buying the fact that a knife just like floated up on the beach. But it's like, I know they mentioned that, and then they kind of address it on like, oh, you really fell for that.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Yeah. Also, I don't know. I just don't understand her motivation for murdering the fiance and the boat guy. Like, I don't.
She didn't want off the island yet.
I know, but it's like, I don't know. It's just. So
It was stupid.
yeah.
It was stupid.
So the murdering, and then also her, I mean, she was especially towards the end, she was a little bit unhinged. So I can kind of see her sort of starting to buy him, being like, oh, I love you. But at the same time, it's like, you murdered his fiance.
Oh no, she knew. That's why she didn't actually load it.
Yeah. But, okay, I see what you're saying. I don't know. But
And he was a manipulative jerk. She knew he'd say anything to save his ass.
yeah. The only other thing I can think of is also, I would assume, based off of the house that they were in, even though they are on a remote island, I would assume that they have, or wait, yeah, they do have cameras. They even showed it. She is literally at, so
She said she deactivated the security.
It's like, how? I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
that's the whole point of like a security
Yes,
system.
but you're still able to use the cameras
yeah, like that
and speak through the things.
yeah. So having doubts on, like, I could understand if they didn't go anywhere near the house and she committed the murders and she killed him off. Yes, she would be way more likely to get away with it because, you know, especially if people don't really go on that side of the island, and then plus you have the animals and stuff to kind of help you out a little bit. But them going into the house and having all of that evidence and stuff, no, I don't think.
Glad I'm not the only one.
Also, just because she got rescued doesn't mean that she would have automatically been promoted to the position or whatever.
Nope.
Like, who would have made that call?
The board of directors, most likely.
Well, yeah, but it's like, I don't know. Yeah, they don't.
It's unlikely she would have been made CEO. They
Yeah.
would have made her probably the VP, like they had been kind of promising her, but unlikely that she would be bumped up to CEO. Like,
Yeah, that. Especially like CEO is such a risky
and
position.
since they were gone for several weeks, they would have had to have put at least people like in the interim in those positions
Yeah.
to keep the company running.
Yeah.
So, no.
Yeah.
No.
Also, how would she have been able to keep the blue octopus like around for as long as she did? And it would
She just found another one.
what?
She said she spotted one, but she didn't actually like catch it.
But then how
And
did
then later
Oh.
she got it for
How
him.
I don't. That seems very unlikely it would stay in the same spot. Especially like, I don't know. Especially since like octopi are hunted a lot and they are very smart. So, I don't know. I don't know.
Would you like to hear some other points?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I would like to state for the very beginning, for again, someone who is in the planning and strategy department, her not putting her actual name on the actual papers for the report was stupid
Very true.
and made no sense. I'm sorry, if I'm making a huge report like that and printing out copies, my name is going to be on every goddamn page. Right next to the page numbers. There's going to be no little sticky note saying this was written by this person. Oh, hell no. Author, this person, page number. Every page.
Also, can we talk about how it's weird that they use printed out paper rather than like slide decks or like dashboards or something?
Some people really like hard copies. I didn't really discount that. I thought it was kind of dumb and very wasteful, but some people just prefer hard copies. It's whatever. Now, if it was electronic copies, I'd be sending it to each person myself. And like CCing my boss. But that's just me. I thought it was kind of dumb of her not to do that. Her intercepting the boss was painful to watch, but I can see some people doing that. The boss being a shallow, manipulative dick. I can see that.
Yeah.
again, calling BS on the entire airplane ride and scene. Calling BS. And then the dead body of the flight attendant jump scare was BS as well.
Oh, that made me laugh.
I did laugh at that as well, but also BS.
Yes, it is BS.
100% BS. It is good that she built a shelter, made something to collect rainwater, and bound his wounds. And then her next order of business was fire. That is correct. That is great. She did a wonderful job. I might have done the fire a little bit first. Because once you've got it going, it's easier to keep it going. And it'll keep away animals, pests, that kind of thing. And if you happen to find anything to eat while you're foraging for things to make a shelter with, then you have a fire to cook things over. So, but she did make a fire and she did very, very well with it. And it reminded me a little bit of the Castaway scene. I have made fire. So that was very, very good. It is still best to boil the water that you collect and or find. It is better than stagnant pool water.
Yes.
But it's still not the greatest. So I am a little annoyed that they never show her boiling the water ever.
But how is she going to boil it, though?
She's made so many other things. And if you clean out a rock, then you can... There are ways. And you can use the coconuts as well if you keep them far enough away. Like, it's like not actually in the flame, but heating it up enough to boil it. You can do that.
I don't...
She was using it to collect it. She can use it to boil it. But anyway, I do wish they showed her catching the fish.
She did seem to have a very easy time of it.
She did. It is not an easy thing. And she seemed to be really, really good at it. I would have liked to have seen her method. I'm not sure if part of her method was when she was digging out an area and putting rocks and things there as a barricade. It was unclear if that was just to keep the shelter area clear, or if that was meant like once the tide comes in and then when it goes out, the fish are trapped there.
Mm-hmm.
I have heard of that method as well. It's not foolproof, obviously, but it is a way to try to catch some fish.
Kitty.
Yes, kitty tax. But I do wish they would have showed that a bit more. And I did put a side note, oh, poor bird has no one to look after it.
I know. I'm like, what happened? What, like, how is that bird okay?
Oh, that bird's probably dead.
I did love her attachment to the bird, though.
Yeah, well, it's a pet, and it's her only friend. Like,
yeah.
The a-hole. Have you tried this? Your priority should be getting us out of here. I'm sorry. She has been the only thing keeping him from death. So maybe shut the F up and do something other than lying there on your ass the entire day and night. This woman has the patience of a saint at this point. Honestly. So when she leaves, I was like, yes! Okay, continue the movie without him. But she went back. I personally would have either not gone back for him at all or offed him as soon as he fell asleep.
I mean, I feel like he learned his lesson with that first.
He didn't fully learn his lesson. He was still an a-hole. He was still an a-hole trying to boss her around.
You can't change a person overnight. And he's a human being.
No, but you can drop dead weight.
Oh.
And a drain on resources. Just saying. She said she found an adult boar. An adult boar is a few hundred pounds. Fast, mean, and males actually have rather rancid meat because of how much testosterone they have.
Interesting.
So, also, I looked it up
Mm-hmm.
because I'm that person. There are semi-wild but largely domesticated pigs on the islands in the Gulf of Thailand, especially Pig Island. There's a whole island that's called Pig Island. There's a bunch of pigs on the beach. They're not wild boar. And they are generally rather friendly since they know people will feed them. So, no. Also, CG boar is CG.
Yeah. And then the like torrents of blood that kept splashing.
Oh my god. And the snot.
Oh, the snot was gross.
She got really lucky, and I'm calling BS once again. Plot armor was working overtime. Just saying. Also, how did she cut off its head? I was cheering when she found the better moving, like, freshwater source. That was awesome. I was like, yes, we got a better one. You might want to move your camp a little closer to that. Just so you don't have to trek that far. And then, again, I was sitting here like, why the F not yet? When she saw the boat and didn't flag it down. I'm sitting here like, how can the situation get better by staying longer? Like, it couldn't. Not really. And then he goes off, how have they not found us yet? I'm sorry, sir, do you know how big the effing ocean is? You know how currents work? You know how many islands there are?
Probably not.
Just in that area alone?
Probably doesn't know
Also, you're not doing anything to help.
Mm-hmm. I did like when he misspelled help.
Why? And he's over here whining about his skin. I'm sorry, your skin, that's what you're worried about? Oh, poor effing baby. Cry me an effing river. Apocalypse Mom was so done with his BS at this point. And I'm sitting here like, oh, I hope she ate all of the fish and didn't leave him any. When he came crawling back to her. And sucking up to her. And I'm sitting here like, wow, he went right to that when she threw that line back in his face of how above and beyond are you willing to go for me? Yeah. Shows exactly the kind of person he is. And then they went on a walk. And that walk was way further than rehab. Also, I want to back it up a little bit. The wounds that he got, how did they not get infected?
True.
He was sitting in the ocean water for a good portion of the night and the next day. And then she bound it as best she could, but they don't have like medicine, antibiotics,
right?
Anything to really clean it very well and keep it very clean.
I don't know if an infection is necessarily 100% guaranteed, though, in those situations.
No, but it's not with his exposure and everything. He didn't have the best of chances.
No. Agreed.
So, yeah. There was some bad green screen with her hanging off the cliff. All the vomit was really unnecessary.
Oh, that was so...
After he poisoned her.
Yeah. That was gross.
Yeah.
But he deserved it.
His face. Like, really? Oh, and when she talks about testing the berries, it is true. You are supposed to rub it on your skin and see if there's a reaction. There likely wouldn't have been that bad of a reaction that quickly. But you're supposed to look for any kind of reaction. And then you're supposed to test it if there's no reaction. You're supposed to, like, rub it on your tongue. But not eat it.
Interesting.
Yes. That's the second test. If nothing happens, like there's no tingling, nothing, then it's probably fine. But if there's any kind of reaction, do not eat that. That is a very bad thing. Don't eat it.
The thing with the colors, though, didn't seem like it was completely
I wasn't sure about that. I
true.
didn't have time to look it up.
Because there's like
But
the
that also
tomatoes
might
that
be-
are.
Yeah, it also might be a ripeness thing as well, though. So it might just be that those are less likely to be safe.
Yeah.
And some might be more dangerous when they're not ripe and perfectly fine after they've fully developed. So it just depends. I did call BS on her making wine as well. Especially in a couple of days. Then she fed him the blue-ringed octopus. And that dude is now dead. He's dead. The rest of the movie does not make sense after this point because he is now dead. The blue-ringed octopi are both venomous and poisonous because of the neurotoxin tetrodotoxin. The toxin is heat stable, so cooking it does nothing. Nothing.
Interesting.
It doesn't lessen it. It doesn't decrease it. Nothing. It is still incredibly, like, it's more, I want to say it was 1,200 times more powerful than cyanide. Yes. Yes.
I knew that.
And that's what's so dangerous, because if they bite you, oftentimes you don't feel it, or it's like a mild bee sting. Like you may or may not even feel it.
I hate that.
The symptoms they described are correct. There is paralysis, followed by death. It attacks your respiratory system. So there have been people that have survived. I looked it up. But it's only with like almost immediate medical intervention, and they have to be put on a ventilator and they're generally in a medically induced coma because they're on a ventilator for like 15 hours until it wears off. Dude is dead from the octopus. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He doesn't need to be shot. The whole rest of what happens after that doesn't need to occur because he's dead. It was about at this point that I was like done with the whole rest of the movie. And then she did the fake castration thing. That was a bit much.
Yeah, that was effed up.
That was messed up, and that was too far. That we found the line, she crossed it, and yeah, that's too far.
Yeah.
No. Also, again, how is this going to help your situation? You just keep shooting yourself in the foot here. This is not helping.
Yeah.
And then she killed 2 people so they wouldn't be found. I'm sitting here like, damn, she in super deep now. As if the castration, like big castration thing wasn't enough.
Mm-hmm.
He really did kind of just like automatically assume that she killed the fiance. And the only reason I could think of to understand why he immediately jumped to that is, I guess, because she was mostly buried. But like, if you're gonna take the trouble to find the body if she washed up or whatever and bury her, why not completely bury her? Like, that part didn't.
Well, I
make a whole lot
interpreted
of
it
sense.
as like it was from her washing up in the sand, like she didn't bury her, but I don't know.
But then she would have been a little less covered, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because it was literally just her hand that was sticking up.
Unless if it was a piece of her.
Then why was the hand sticking up like it was?
I don't know. I just
Anyway, the whole fight scene was stupid. Especially the eye gouging thing. Again, he's manipulative. Glad she didn't buy into it. Though, to be fair, for, again, someone who works in strategy and planning, I don't know how she thought it would ever go her way. And again, their DNA and fingerprints are all over that place. Even if she somehow did, like, get into the security system and delete everything and make it so that nothing was logged or anything like that. So guess she cleaned up and dealt with the body, somehow got everything with the security system squared away, and then made a raft and went out to where she would be found? That seems highly implausible. I know there's only caretakers every now and then, but that seemed extremely implausible. So all in all, I give this like a 1. Again, could have been better.
Oops, sorry, no.
And there were some things about it that they did correctly, but on the whole, like, there were too many things that I was sitting here like, absolutely not. I can't give it higher than that, personally.
I'll be gentle with it and give it a 2.
Okay, I accept. I'm not changing mine, but I accept. So that's what I had.
Well, so I guess the conclusion of this review is you will either find this movie a little off-putting at times but funny, or you will just find this movie super annoying and regret watching it.
I was more disappointed. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Oh, well.
There were some parts that made me mad.
Well, with
Anyway.
that, thank you for joining us today and let us know what you thought of the movie. If you'd like to recommend a movie, game, or tea, you can leave us a comment or join our Discord server. And if you'd like to keep up to date with our content, you can find our link tree listed below.
And if you'd like to support the podcast, please subscribe, like, and share our content. We also have a Teespring and a PayPal donate button if you'd like to support us monetarily. And again, you can find all of those sites mentioned linked below. But until the next time, guys, stay safe and stay spoopy.
Bye.
Bye.